Everyone knows the only time I can score a basket is off my own misses. And once again, I got those me-bounds to pad my rebound stats. But honestly, I'm more focused on my modeling career at this point because this game doesn't pay me anything. So I don't have time to practice layups. I'm going to need Adam Silver to start paying us the same salaries as NBA players. I'm definitely as talented as them. So I deserve the same pay. You guys haven't seen the real Angel Reese out there yet. I promise.
Basketball star Angel Reese says her WNBA salary does not cover her rent. An ongoing Instagram Live, the Chicago Sky star says she pays $8,000 per month for rent. That's $96,000 each year. But her WNBA salary is only $73,000.
Breaking news, not because the pay gap is new, but because Angel Reese just lit the match again. If you thought the WNBA pay fight cooled off after last season, think again. Reese is back on camera, back on socials, back in that same lane, saying the quiet part out loud. The league is making more noise, more headlines, more money than ever. But the players are still looking at their checks like, wait, that is it. Here is why this is blowing up right now. At the 2025 All-Star Game, the entire group walked out in black shirts that said, "Pay us what you owe us." Reese wore it too. Right next to Caitlin Clark, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, all of them. Warm-ups turned into a protest stage. That alone would be a headline. But Reese took it further. After winning a $50,000 bonus in the Unrivaled League, she said she needed it. Not wanted it, needed it. Because her WNBA salary is too low to match the life she is living during the season. That one line reignited the whole argument. So no, this is not old news. This is Reese at it again, and the timing is not random. WNBA players opted out of the current CBA. New TV money is coming in, and the union wants a bigger piece. Therefore, the question is simple. Is Angel Reese right to keep pushing this? Or is she doing what she always does, turning every big WNBA moment into an Angel Reese moment? Let us rewind quick, because context matters. Last year, the pay gap talk was already boiling. Players were saying the same thing. The league is growing. Arenas are fuller. TV ratings are up. But salaries still look like a side job. You already called out how those "pay us what you owe us" shirts hit during warm-ups, right when the spotlight was at its brightest. But this year, it felt different. This time, the protest was not just a vibe. It was coordinated. Players met that morning, agreed to go unified, and used All-Star Weekend to land a message straight into the new CBA fight. That is huge, because the WNBA is not negotiating from the same place it was 5 years ago. Team values have exploded. Expansion fees are massive. A new media deal is the kind of money the league has never seen before. Players are looking at that, like, if the pie is bigger, why are our slices still tiny? Now slide Angel Reese into that picture. Reese is not just any player. She is a magnet. Cameras follow her. People react to her. Fans love her, or they cannot stand her. But nobody ignores her. Therefore, when she speaks on pay, it travels further than a normal union statement. After Unrivaled, Reese called that $50,000 bonus a need. She pointed to her rookie salary being around $70,000. And she said, in plain terms, life expenses in season are real. Now, depending on who you ask, that is either a fair spotlight on a broken system, or a wild flex from someone with major endorsement money. But that is the point. Reese forces people to pick a side. And she did it again right on top of the All-Star protest wave. Here is what makes this feel like new news. Reese is not just repeating "pay us more." She is framing it like the league is running on star power and attention. But the players still cannot rely on basketball salary alone. She is basically saying, look, I am one of the biggest names in the sport, and my contract still does not cover the reality of my life. But the internet hears that two different ways. Side one says she is right. The league is growing because players like Reese and Clark bring eyeballs. The players are the product. Fans chanting "pay them" in the arena proves public support is real. Therefore, players should get a bigger split of revenue, like other leagues. Side 2 says, hold up. the WNBA still does not turn profit every year. Why should salaries jump to NBA levels overnight? To those people, the protest looks tone deaf, like the league is still being subsidized and players are demanding the moon. And that is exactly why Reese keeps becoming the center of this story. She makes the fight emotional, she makes it personal, she makes it viral. But there is another layer your audience cares about, the Caitlin Clark gravity. Even though Clark wore the shirt too, the behind-the-scenes drama still followed her. Some players claim Team Clark missed the pre-protest meeting, and it turned into another media storm. Therefore, what started as a pay protest also became another storyline about the league orbiting Clark, even when the message is pay all of us. The headlines still land on Clark versus everybody, and Reese is always close enough to that fire to get pulled in. And let us be honest, that might be part of the strategy. Reese understands attention. She has built her brand around moments bigger than the box score since college. Therefore, if she is going to fight for pay, she is going to fight on the loudest stage possible, with the most dramatic framing possible. Because that is how she wins cultural battles. So what happens next? The players opted out. The league has to negotiate. The union is pushing for a revenue share that reflects the new money coming in. Angel Reese is not going to stop talking about it. She sees herself as part of why this league is rising, and maybe she is. Every time her name trends, the league trends. Every time she pokes the bear, people tune in. Therefore, from her view, shouting about pay is not complaining. It is leverage. But here is the uncomfortable truth. The way Reese delivers the message is also why half the fan base rolls their eyes. When your headline energy feels like, not this again, you risk turning a serious labor fight into another culture war clip. And the league cannot afford to lose casual fans right now, because casual fans are where the new money comes from. So the real question is not whether WNBA players deserve more. Most sane people agree they do. The real question is whether Angel Reese is the best messenger for it, or the biggest distraction from it. Because if Reese keeps making this about her struggle, while the league is trying to prove it has stability beyond 1 or 2 stars, she might win the viral moment, but cost the movement some credibility. But if the new CBA lands a massive raise, better revenue share, and real quality of life upgrades, history will say Reese was loud for a reason. Either way, the pay gap fight is not going away. It is entering its most explosive chapter yet. If you are still watching, comment, "Pay them already," so I know you made it to the end. And tell me this, is Reese speaking truth, or are we really doing not this again?
Now, Caitlin can argue for more money, but you can't. Y'all been in the league all this time, and the revenue generation has come because Caitlin Clark primarily.
You see, this is exactly why a huge part of me feels like Caitlin Clark shouldn't even help these chicks get paid, bro. There's a part of me that don't even feel like she should help them get paid because of stuff like this.
Caitlin Clark didn't yell. She didn't rant. She didn't even name names. But with just 6 words posted in a single Instagram comment, she humiliated Kelsey Plum in front of the entire sports world.
I just think it just wasn't a smart thing for Kelsey Plum to have said. I fully believe she's just joking. I don't think there's any malice in this. Not only do I not think, I'm almost certain there's no malice in this. I think it's just a really bad joke. Well, not even a really bad joke, a joke that comes off the wrong way.
What were those 6 words? And how did one sentence flip the WNBA drama completely on its head? Let's break it down.
Well, WNBA All-Star Weekend has officially wrapped up, and nobody is talking about anything basketball related. Nobody's talking about the 3-point contest, Sabrina Ionescu putting on a show. When Sabrina went head-to-head against Steph Curry, that was a segment for about, 4 or 5 days? Nothing come this Monday. Skills challenge, nothing. A New York Liberty sweep, nothing. Team Collier defeating Team Clark, setting all-star game, absolutely nothing. The only thing that's getting mentioned, surprise, surprise, is the drama surrounding the WNBA. Not the basketball, that's reserved for Caitlin Clark, I suppose, but the drama around the WNBA.
It started at the WNBA All-Star Game, a moment meant to unify players around a powerful message: equal pay.
So, I am all for people asking for raises. So let me start with that. I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise. The WNBA is on a hot streak. I don't care about the previous 24, 25 years. As an investment, it's starting to pay off. And so this week they wore t-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, Kelsey Plum for LA had to take a dig at Caitlin Clark.
Players wore shirts reading "Pay us what you owe us," and the spotlight was supposed to shine on solidarity. But Kelsey Plum had other ideas. In a post-game press conference, she took a thinly veiled shot without even saying Clark's name. She smirked, paused, then dropped, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present.
Well, it was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the t-shirt, just united front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
That's all it took. A subtle jab, a public dig, a calculated attempt to paint Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation everyone was watching, as selfish, disconnected, and disloyal. But what Plum didn't realize is that the moment she took that shot, the clock started ticking on her own public embarrassment.
These WNBA players, they get more unlikable every day. And the blatant jealousy, the blatant hatred towards Caitlin Clark is, it's obvious. They don't even try to hide it. We got Kelsey Plum talking about these pathetic shirts that they wore out onto the court. And I'm going to tell you, these players all put these shirts on. And like I said in a couple of previous videos, that backfired.
What Kelsey Plum may have underestimated was just how many people were already watching Caitlin Clark. The truth, Clark wasn't at the meeting because she wasn't even playing. She had been ruled out of the All-Star game and stayed in her hometown, Indianapolis, to recover.
At this stage, who cares? They bring her up every chance they get. The team name was Team Clark. None of them showed up. None of them showed up in the meeting. Why did none of them show up in the meeting? Because Neko Umake was just running around, calling at 10 a.m., calling into people's rooms, being like, we have a meeting now. We have a meeting now. Like, they had a spur of the moment meeting that nobody knew about at 10 a.m. Like, it's not something that mattered. The players still, the gist of the meeting was that the players were going to wear those t-shirts. The players on Team Clark wore the t-shirts, Caitlin included. Like, what difference does it make?
So Plum's dig didn't expose Clark. It exposed her own pettiness. Sabrina Ionescu, sitting next to Plum during the press conference, instantly stiffened.
But no, we were just, we had a very...
that really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But yeah, no, I think it was just all of us getting on the same page for the game.
Her body language was all fans needed to know. This wasn't a united front. It was a targeted attack.
You see her face, when you see Sabrina's face when she first said that, Sabrina looked pissed off and annoyed. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Like, come on, man. Look at this post. Taking a shot like this at the player that's the only reason you're in a position to ask for more money is crazy. And that's a fact. That's just a fact. Look at Sabrina's face, bro. She like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing, chick? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Even longtime NBA voices like Stacey King and Charles Barkley spoke up. Why are you throwing shade at the one player who's making everyone more money?
Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world. Oh, you are. Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished. Give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like dudes. LeBron, you 100% right. Y'all girls, stop being petty. Caitlin Clark, thank you for bringing all that money and shine to the WNBA.
Well, they're gonna hate.
Fans agreed, and the internet lit up. Caitlin didn't defend herself in interviews. She didn't subtweet. She did something much more powerful. A few days later, both she and Kelsey Plum attended a Nike event. The twist: Caitlin is a Nike athlete. Kelsey signed with Under Armour. So when Plum posted a happy Instagram photo from the Nike event, Clark replied with 6 icy words. Thank you for the Nike ad.
Now, I am here to tell you, bro. Now, to me, I thought that was a little dig at Caitlin. A lot of people definitely thought so. Now, we know Caitlin Clark is a Nike athlete. She's with Nike. And guess who had to pull up to the Nike party? None other than Sabrina Ionescu. I mean, none other than Kelsey Plum. My bad, y'all. None other than Kelsey Plum, bruh. Caitlin Clark commented on her picture. Thank you for the Nike ad. What a weekend. CCAKG said Caitlin Clark on Kelsey Plum's Instagram. Kelsey is an Under Armour athlete.
That's it. No aggression, no explanation, just a calm, brutal mic drop. Fans exploded. The comment instantly went viral, drawing thousands of likes and replies. Everyone knew what she meant. While you were trying to tear me down, you ended up promoting me. That's the moment Kelsey Plum got publicly humiliated by a single sentence.
5,000 likes. And it's crazy, man, because like I stated, the people on Twitter, man, somebody talking about 63 likes. Nah, player. Nah, player. More like 5,000 likes, 72 replies, bro. Yes. Yes, bro. And I'm pretty sure Kelsey Plum did reply to this. Oh, no, she didn't. Kelsey Plum did not reply. So CC definitely fired back, man. So
Kelsey Plum didn't respond. What could she say? She had tried to turn the all-star stage into a hit job, but Caitlin Clark, through pure silence and grace, turned the tables and owned the entire weekend without even playing. Brands swarmed Clark. Media headlines shifted to her power move. Meanwhile, Plum was dragged across social media as bitter, jealous, and petty. And the deeper truth started emerging. This wasn't just one petty moment. It was a symptom of a larger problem.
But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a 4 Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
Some WNBA veterans are uncomfortable with Caitlin Clark's rapid rise. She gets the sponsors, the airtime, the fans, the jersey sales, and yes, the attention. But unlike others, she's earned it.
All right. What does that mean? Caitlin Clark has created the league. Caitlin can argue for more money, but you can't. Y'all been in the league all this time, and the revenue generation has come because Caitlin Clark primarily. That you can't make more. You can't make more money if you're not producing product. And then if you made money this year, ma'am, you've been losing. You owe the NBA back. Y'all can just lose and not pay anything back to the NBA. Like, to be honest, the first 10 years of y'all profitability need to go back to the NBA. You don't just get to say, I've been wasting y'all money for 20 years and now I'm finally made a profitable year because of one player. And, you know, she get hurt, ain't nobody watching it no more.
She brought in record-breaking viewership, boosted expansion fees from $50 million to $250 million, sold out arenas, and still shows up and performs under brutal pressure. So when Plum took that shot, she wasn't just mocking a teammate, she was mocking the very future of the league. And now, that future is bigger than her. Clark's 6-word response didn't just humiliate Plum, it exposed the jealousy, the politics, and the cracks forming beneath the WNBA's image of unity. And that's how Caitlin Clark humiliated Kelsey Plum without ever raising her voice. Just 6 words, 1 reply, and a permanent shift in power. If you're still watching, drop silent power in the comments to show you stand.
During All-Star Weekend, Caitlin Clark joins Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe for a live episode of A Touch More. And let's just say that Caitlin Clark does not hold back on dishing the tea.
I hope the rest of the WNBA was listening. Judging by the platform of this interview, I know for a fact that dump divers in the WNBA were listening. I also know for a fact that normal people were not listening because normal people don't give a damn.
Caitlin Clark just shocked the world, and she didn't even need a basketball to do it. In her boldest moment yet, Clark went live with Sue Bird at WNBA All-Star Weekend and didn't hold back.
Whisper, whisper, whisper. Ooh. Oh. Why did everybody say it like that?
What were you actually saying? Don't lie to us.
From slamming false media stories, to owning her viral meme moment, to tossing spicy shade at her own coach, this was raw, unfiltered Clark, and it changed everything. But what exactly did she say that left the room stunned, fired shots at her critics, and flipped the entire media narrative on its head? Let's break it down.
She does appear on a live taping of A Touch More podcast, which is Sue Bird and Megan Rapinoe's podcast. I actually touched on this a few videos back. They introduced her with the music that the old Bulls would walk out to, like super dramatic fashion, and sarcastically brought her out as every ref's favorite. So that kind of set the tone for the rest of the podcast, and the whole thing gave us like a big inside scoop as to some of the more viral moments that Clark has been involved in and what was going on in her head.
Because when Caitlin Clark speaks from the heart, the world listens. First, let's set the stage. Sue Bird's live podcast, A Touch More, was packed. Fans were buzzing. Caitlin Clark, fresh off being snubbed from playing in the All-Star game, stepped into the spotlight as Indiana's hometown hero.
Hailing from just a few states over, she loves a good Cheez-It and will wash it down with some swig. She loves Scrabble, outdoor concerts at the Ruoff, and golfing at Crooked Stick. She's every ref's favorite, and she dresses like a CEO because she's a boss. Please welcome to the show, Caitlin Clark. Let's go.
And from the moment she grabbed the mic, you could feel it. This wasn't a safe PR moment. This was Caitlin unleashed. She wasn't here to play nice. She was here to set the record straight. And that's exactly what she did.
I hope WNBA players were listening. For the first time, possibly ever, I hope they had their ears open and their yappers shut. Because the Roo from Waterloo dropped some wisdom yesterday and WNBA players need to hear it.
Let's start with the shot heard around the WNBA. Caitlin Clark took direct aim at one of the most ridiculous rumors making headlines, that she turned down the NBA three-point contest because she didn't want to shoot off a rack. Her response, lethal, sarcastic, legendary. I don't know who wrote the article, but I'm sure they didn't feel great about themselves after I did that.
So recently, there was that rumor, lie, whatever you want to call it, which was so dumb that you declined because you didn't want to shoot off a rack. Yeah. It's like, what? Where do these people come up with this is beyond. But I'm actually curious. You finally, it doesn't always happen. Honestly, even we have a podcast, mics on our face. You don't always get the opportunity to be like, no, that was a lie. Yeah. And just kind of call it out and fact check them.
Yeah.
That had to have felt good.
It did feel good. I don't know who wrote the article, but I'm sure they didn't feel great about themselves after I did that. So I don't know who their source was, but whoever their source was wrong. But
they didn't have one.
I guess
they didn't have a source.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I would prefer to catch off a catch and shoot off of a pass, but any basketball player would say that. But it's a three-point competition. Everybody shoots off a rack. That's just how it goes.
She flat out called it a lie, said the media just made it up, and she fact-checked it live, With a smile on her face and zero hesitation, that moment made one thing clear. Caitlin Clark isn't here for the fake narratives. She's done playing along with the media circus and fans.
What's even worse is when people base their opinions of themselves off comments from strangers on social media. Social media is not real. People will say things on Twitter that they would never say to your face.
Loved every second of it, but that wasn't even the spiciest part. When Sue Bird brought up Clark's now iconic performance against the New York Liberty, you know, the one where she lit it up from deep, Caitlin didn't hold back. She casually explained how she gets into a rhythm. If I hit 2 in a row, I'm probably going to launch a third. Maybe not advised by the coach, but I gotta get it up.
The New York Liberty game recently, the 3-3s, like heaters. So that's actually, I think the Liberty game is a better example. Can you just tell us? And the answer, I've gotten this question, not quite in the same way, where it's like, what's it like in the zone? But when you're like feeling this heater approaching, like what, like, do you know? Like what's happening? For those that'll never experience it, can you tell us?
Well,
what is this like?
First thing I would say, in college, every game I thought I was on a heater. I would say more so professionally, like that Liberty game. I feel like as a shooter, like when you see like 2 or 3 go in, especially like for me, like if I have 2 back to back in a row, like I'm probably gonna launch a third that maybe isn't advised by Steph, but like I gotta get it up. And then if the third goes in, like you're just hot. I think as a shooter, like your confidence just builds and builds and builds. It's just coming off your hand better. The rim looks big.
Not advised by the coach. That was a subtle, cheeky jab at Stephanie White, her own head coach. And the crowd erupted. Clark didn't say it with malice. She said it with confidence, control, swagger. That's how you throw shade and keep the room on your side. And whether she meant it as a joke or not, it exposed the growing tension between player and coach. A story that's been bubbling beneath the surface all season.
This Caitlin Clark versus Stephanie White thing could turn ugly, and it could turn ugly fast, y'all. I have to be straight up with y'all. Stephanie White wants to play the polar opposite way that Caitlin Clark wants to play.
Now here's where Clark flips the script completely. You think you know Caitlin Clark? Think again. She opened up about being misunderstood, how the world sees her fire on the court, but misses the goofy, joking side off it. People don't realize I'm just comedic relief in the locker room. She's fiery on the floor, but off it, she's cracking jokes in the group chat, laughing about memes and keeping it light. And yes, she addressed the viral face-off moment with Atlanta's Ryan Howard, the freeze frame that turned into a full-blown meme.
This is Goofy that you're talking about. Goofy Caitlin.
I feel like every game there's always like a new meme of me doing something.
This one is top notch. I don't even know what happened.
I mean,
I do.
What game is this?
I have no idea. Atlanta. Ryan Howard was trying to rough you up.
Oh, is that I was like, I don't care. I don't care.
You're like, I'm not scared of you.
Oh yeah, that's what I said.
I'm not scared of you. Who are you? Yeah, exactly.
I did say that.
Oh, it was so good. I remember I was watching this game live.
I thought I was tough, and then this is what I look like.
Honestly, the freeze frame doesn't do you justice.
Like, that's not fair. Yeah. I didn't actually look like that, right?
No, you were not that goofy in real time. This is so good. In real time, you were like, let's fucking go. Like, I'm right here. My whole face is right here.
My hair's all messed up. I just got hit.
Yeah, you hadn't fixed the pony yet.
No, I hadn't.
Clark laughed it off like a pro. I'm not scared of you. Who are you? It wasn't just self-aware, it was hilarious. She even roasted her own hair, saying her ponytail was all messed up. That's the kind of personality the WNBA desperately needs more of. But this interview wasn't just jokes and jabs. Clark went deep. She talked about how social media creates a false version of her and how she stays grounded by focusing on the little kids in the stands, the real fans, not the ones hiding behind Twitter accounts. When you show up to arenas, that's when you remember how many people really support you.
Well, I think first, you have to remember, like, social media is just like such a false perception of reality. And even for myself, like, you don't always realize that at times. Like, it's not the real world. And, when you're in a position of, people are going to love you, people aren't going to like you. But I think when I show up to arenas, those are the moments that like really remind me of like how many people are really there supporting you and loving you. Like the little boys and the little girls, those are the people that are on social media like caring about every decision you make or every comment you make, but also at the same time, I feel like I just try to show up every single day and be myself and approach it that way and just be authentically me.
That honesty, that vulnerability, that's what makes Caitlyn different. She's not a brand, she's a human being, and she's not afraid to show it. Let's talk about that Taylor Swift moment. If you remember the viral clip of Clark whispering into Taylor's ear at a Chiefs playoff game, the internet exploded with theories. Well, Clark cleared it up. She was just explaining a penalty flag. Honestly, I was just telling her why they threw a flag. Simple, sweet, totally normal, and that's what made it so good.
Honestly, like, I love football and I know a lot about football, so I was like telling her like why they threw a flag or like, but in the best way. Like,
She doesn't know a lot about
I don't
football.
even know everything, like, so I was just explaining things, but yeah, that was really fun. I'm a big Chiefs fan, so.
Because for Caitlyn Clark, even the most ordinary moments become headline news. She's the rare athlete who straddles sports and pop culture with ease, and she handles it with total grace. From playing in front of sold-out arenas to being sculpted out of butter at the Iowa State Fair, Clark is embracing every strange, funny, and surreal part of her rise. She even gushed about her white Nike cleats from high school soccer like they were Jordan ones.
Well, that was our rival high school, so we played at State. Got the Nike cleats. I thought my cleats were so sick. They were all white.
They are, yeah, for sure.
I loved soccer cleats. Oh, it's the same with basketball shoes.
That's who she is. Confident on the court, unfiltered on the mic, and unapologetically Iowa to the core. But let's be clear, this wasn't just an entertaining sit-down. This was a statement. Clark isn't just showing up to interviews anymore. She's owning the room, calling out false narratives, challenging authority, laughing at the noise. She's not just the face of women's basketball. She's becoming its most powerful voice. This interview proved it. She's not here to be managed, molded, or muffled. She's Caitlyn Clark, and she's just getting started. If you're still watching, drop Clark Unfiltered in the comments to show you ride for Caitlyn's honesty. What was your favorite moment from this interview? Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and click the next video on screen because you won't want to miss what Clark does next.